Okay, so in that video, you saw one of many ways of identifying things as outliers. So outliers can be identified probabilistically or statistically. I'm going to mention the probabilistic ones here. We'll come back to them in the next couple lessons. The one that he referred to in that story, the driver, was that, well, I never run that stop sign. I've never run that stop sign before. The implication being that something that doesn't happen very often is termed an outlier. Now, what does it mean to not happen very often? I want to come back to that in the next series of lessons because that actually implies a probability, the rate of occurrence of something that's happening. And as you might be well aware, there is much discussion about what makes something rare. We'll come back to that. That'll be fun to talk about with probability distributions and the binomial and the normal distribution. There are other ways, however, to look at identification of outliers. And the two main ones that I've kind of stumbled upon in my foray through statistics over the years are both statistical in nature. So let's take a look at those now with a data set that's near and dear to my heart. When I was working on my bachelor's degree back in the 1990s at the University of Delaware, I stumbled upon something called the Third International Mathematics and Science Study, also known as TIMSS. And in a lot of ways, I learned more from this study than all the classes I took at UD. Now this study, what happened was some researchers went around to different countries all over the world and videotaped mathematics classrooms. Let's take a look at one of the classrooms in the United States, a geometry classroom.
I still have 6 angles. There is a formula, and we're going to go through this after spring break, but I'm going to give you a hint right now. If I take the number of sides and I subtract 2, and I multiply that number times 180 degrees, that will tell me how many degrees these add up to.
Now let's compare and contrast the look of that classroom with a similar one from Japan. Just so you know, this little dude here in the blue blazer is a student. There's his math teacher. And even 25 or more years later, watching those videos again, the same things jump out at me. In the American math classroom, there's a math teacher at the front saying, there's a formula, and here's what the formula is. And don't worry about understanding it, we'll explain it after spring break. But in the Japanese math classroom, students are asked to verify things on the fly. And I don't know if you notice this too, they're laughing in the Japanese math classroom. They're having fun, they're enjoying it. And that really impressed upon me that maybe something's going on in other countries. So I dove deeper into the other countries, Singapore, China, Germany, the Netherlands, and to look at what was going on in these countries. And like I said, in a lot of ways, that shaped me more than any class I took at the University of Delaware. But what I really want to look at right now, those videos were then used to score math achievement in the countries. And that's something that we can actually tie back to our outlier discussion. Let's take a look at the scores. So the old Third International Math and Science Study has been renamed to the Trends in International Math and Science Study, which is totally cool. They've kept the acronym. And they've basically been measuring the same thing for the past 25 years now. And what they've been looking at are scores, composite scores, for countries around the world in 4th and 8th grade math and science classrooms. So we're going to take a look at the 8th grade math achievement in the 2019 study in the next video.